In the AZ-104 course, understanding how to interpret Azure Access assignments is integral to managing identities and governance effectively. Building on prior topics, such as creating users and groups, configuring licenses, and managing roles at different scopes, this segment emphasizes how to analyze which roles are assigned to specific users, service principals, or groups. By interpreting these assignments, administrators gain a deeper awareness of who has permission to perform actions on Azure resources. This analysis ensures that correct privileges match organizational needs while minimizing risks. A clear perspective on access rights also fosters better collaboration among teams and helps maintain compliance. Every Azure role defines a collection of permissions that authorize or restrict certain actions. Common built-in roles, such as owner, contributor, or reader, determine elevated or limited control over resources. Understanding these definitions is fundamental before interpreting actual assignments. Building on a knowledge of built-in Azure roles from previous lessons, an administrator must evaluate how each role aligns with an organization's security requirements. Proper role selection ensures that all users and external collaborators are granted only the necessary permissions to complete their tasks. Role definitions thus serve as the building blocks of Azure's robust access management model. Azure role assignments operate across various scopes, including subscriptions, resource groups, and individual resources. This hierarchy impacts how permission boundaries are enforced. From the broad subscription level to the granular resource level, administrators can limit user privileges precisely where needed. Understanding these tiers is crucial for interpreting access effectively, since a role assignment at the subscription scope cascades down to every resource within that subscription. Conversely, narrower scopes allow targeted control. Building on earlier lessons about assigning roles at different scopes, a coherent interpretation of these hierarchies ensures that each scope's responsibilities and privileges are accurately delegated. In Azure, role assignments are typically mapped to an object, such as a user, a group, a service principal, or a managed identity, in a scope. By examining role assignments in the Azure portal or through command line tools, administrators gain insight into who wields what level of access. Each assignment includes the principal ID, the assigned role, and the scope. This information allows for cross-referencing with broader organizational policies. Administrators should also track any changes to these assignments, ensuring that temporary or additional access grants are documented. Such vigilance helps maintain alignment between actual permissions and governance policies. The Azure portal provides a structured interface for viewing current role assignments. Within a subscription or resource group, administrators can navigate to the Access Control (IAM) section to find assigned roles. A searchable list reveals each principal and the corresponding role. This accessible format aids in quick verification of existing privileges. Additionally, custom filters allow refined searches by name, directory role, or assignment scope. Properly interpreting these entries implies matching role definitions to business tasks. Administrators can then verify consistency across all installed services, ensuring that newly onboard users, external collaborators, and dynamic groups continue to follow the intended guidelines. Besides the portal, Azure CLI and PowerShell provide robust means to interpret and manage role assignments at scale. For instance, using the Azure CLI command, bash AZ role assignment list, assignee principal returns pertinent details about a specific user's or application's assigned roles. Similarly, PowerShell commands retrieve or modify assignments. By examining the output, individuals can confirm whether roles align with organizational standards. Scripting these operations facilitates periodic reviews, especially in large enterprises where continuous oversight is crucial. Understanding these efforts supports an overarching governance strategy, which builds upon knowledge gained from previous role management and licensing segments. Assignment state meaning: active currently applied role with valid scope. Inherited propagated from a higher level scope. Expired time-bound assignment no longer in effect. Pending scheduled assignment awaiting start date. Each role assignment can exist in distinct states based on scope or time-bound settings. Active or inherited assignments are the most common for day-to-day operational tasks, whereas expired or pending ones typically arise in more controlled scenarios. Identifying these states helps administrators categorize ongoing versus soon-to-be active privileges. Awareness of these conditions promotes better governance and compliance. Effective access emerges from combining all roles assigned to a principal, including those inherited through group membership or broader scopes. Viewing direct and indirect assignments clarifies the total set of actions available to any account. For instance, a user might be granted reader access directly at a resource level, but might also inherit contributor access at a resource group level. This combined perspective helps uncover potential overprivileges. Administrators should routinely analyze effective access patterns to ensure that role stacking does not create unintentional escalations. By correlating each origin of permissions, the organization maintains tighter control of resource integrity. Interpreting access assignments aligns closely with compliance goals. Many regulatory frameworks require a least privileged approach and consistent reviews of granted permissions. By systematically documenting and evaluating role assignments, organizations preempt security risks while meeting governance demands. Correlating user licensing in Microsoft Entra ID with internal or external user roles underscores the importance of accurate role interpretation. Automated compliance checks or built-in auditing tools within Azure can help track deviations. This focus on governance is essential for safeguarding sensitive workloads and ensuring that changes, especially those involving external users, follow secure and traceable procedures in alignment with organizational guidelines. When interpreting access assignments, administrators should review both current and historical role changes in the Azure portal and via scripting. This regular assessment ensures that each user's and group's permissions remain valid, especially considering shifting project requirements. By examining effective access, inherited scopes, and assignment states, one obtains a more accurate picture of resource security. Incorporating broader concepts, such as SSBR for streamlined user onboarding and license management, strengthens an organization's identity framework. Following these practical steps ensures consistent application of least privileged principles, fosters better collaboration between teams, and secures access to vital Azure resources for the entire organization.